Yo, you already know it's your boy Kadeem Reid, a.k.a. Coach, back in the building. And we're live here with another Keep Six panel discussion. And let me tell you something, this conversation is going to be lit and rich. Iron sharpens iron. Empowerment to unlock the justice system. Let's go. And with no further ado, guys, I'm just going to ask everybody to bow their heads and clasp their hands together for a quick word of prayer. Thank you, Father, for this wonderful moment that we're able to be here together. And Father, I'm just asking you that we're able to open our minds, the audience and the panelists, and open our hearts to ascend and receive a message, Father, that is able to move us and that is able to inspire those and motivate those and help us to immobilize the community so we're able to act in one voice. Thank you, Father, in Jesus' name, amen. So now, with that being said, I'm going to introduce the panelist members right here, right now. So first, brother, I am so proud of you. You don't even know. Successful basketball tournament, the commitment program, Dreamers League, 3-on-3 village, community leader, puts the community on his back. Brother A.k.a, I am proud of you. So with no further ado, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Jeremy Persaud. I'm a leader of the village community located by Lawrence, Caledonia. Like Kadeem just said, I just hosted a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for the neighborhood. Most of it was self-funded, but it's a vision that I manifested and I made happen. And we're just keeping with the positive energy and going from there. Iron sharpens iron.
Right. Nice. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Next up right here, we got BilliDKid. And yo, seems like you signed in on your throne. You know what I'm saying? So we got. Oh, my bad. I think I'm cutting out. Yeah, I can hear you now, brother. What'd you say?
No. I was just taking you away.
Yeah. So it seems like you're there on your throne, AfterSix Vodka. And let me tell you something. This individual right here, BilliDKid, he knew me from since I was a kid, from since I was by my street day training wheels. So with no further ado, brother, introduce yourself.
Well, pleasure to be here with you guys, man. It's BilliDKid, a.k.a. Black Sage, a.k.a. the Grabber God, owner and operator of Black Rhino Studio, AfterSix Vodka, and High Heights Multimedia Group. You already know what it is.
100, gorilla. And for those of you that don't know what gorilla is, it's basically a hashtag for Sam. Sam was a community leader. He was on this podcast. I knew Sam for a long time, and he is not here. He was shot in the Jane and Finch community, and honestly, that was a serious one that is impacting a lot of communities. So that is what the gorilla is. Brother, I think you're kind of breaking up just a little, right? If you could just fix in just a little. Next up, we're gonna have Savage, right? Mr. Sav, you already know. I usually run into some savages, but they're all like imposters. You know what I'm saying? Because I met the Savage, and I ain't never met a Savage from since this Savage right here. So personal training, the man right here. Introduce yourself, King.
My name is Savage. You know what it is. Lots of the Savage breed, but I try to put that stuff behind me. If the kids want to be savage, let them be savage. You know what I mean?
100. That's what I like. Yeah. That's the vibes. That's the vibrations right there. So last but not least, T.R.A.P program. You see, I'm repping my T.R.A.P program.
I see that. I see.
100. So T.R.A.P program, it's a big program. I'd advise anybody that could take a trap program through Gangs for Tuition Keep Six, yo, take the trap program. So with no further ado, yo, trap program, introduce yourself.
Thanks. So my name's Ty. I am the founder, executive director of the T.R.A.P program. Stands for the Transition and Recidivism Action Plan. Basically, it's a program designed to help people exit from a criminal or gang lifestyle and provide you with the motivation and the skills and the knowledge to do so, and to do it in a way that's graceful, and to do it in a way that you can still keep your head high.
Hundo. That's what we're talking about. And that's that recidivism action plan that is there for reforming, right? So that's what it's going to be moving on, right, to our questions right now in this very moment. And our first question that we have here is, iron is often used as a symbol of strength. Explain what types of strengths and qualities uphold your leadership role today. So I'm gonna start with Jeremy. Since you fresh off an event, I'm gonna start with you.
All I can say is like having a willingness to succeed or to change, to grow. You have to want this for yourself before anyone else could try to help you or get the iron to sharpen you. You got to be a tool yourself. So it all starts within you having a willingness to do better and want better. And then once you have that, you might find like-minded individuals like myself. You know, I feel like I gravitate towards like-minded individuals. And with that being said, we come together and we help each other. And that's what symbolizes iron sharpening iron.
100. I like that. Ashe. Yo, AfterSix Vodka, what it do?
You already know what it is, man. What are the key attributes for, you said strength, or repeat the question for me again?
Strength and qualities.
Yeah, well, the key thing, resilience. You got to be resilient. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing about steel. That's why steel is one of the most preferable irons to use, because it's resilient. You know what I mean? And through life, you're gonna be tested, you're gonna be tried. You know what I mean? You're gonna be better. You know what I mean? You got to be resilient. I think that's really what separates the ones from the ones that make it and the ones that don't. It's not about who's smarter or who has more money. I think it's who's willing to get back up. You know what I mean? Who's willing to get back up? You're gonna fall. You're gonna go. I think that's my greatest quality. I don't give up. You know, and I think you just gotta be resilient. Anything you believe in, you know, you're entitled to that. You know what I mean? These are your dreams, these are your passions. You're entitled to that. So the only thing that's preventing you from accomplishing that is your willingness to keep going. I mean,
100. I agree with that.
Resilience.
I mean,
this is it. Resilience is brilliance, man. That's my catchphrase.
100. I mean, you took that one. You slid to like second base to third base with that one right there, because that was mine. All right, so Mr. Sav. Mr.
Great
Sav.
minds think alike.
You know what I mean? Great minds think alike. You already know.
No, it's like sort of the same thing like the kids said, but like I learned from my emotions, like you can't go off, like basically, like I've been through it all, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I go off of my strength as my kids and my mother, you know what I mean? Like I was gone for like 12 years, 13 years, and I kept doing the same thing repeatedly, you know what I'm saying? But then when my kids got older, they could talk to me, you understand, tell me that I'm doing the wrong thing, and they need my help in certain things, and then nobody's gonna take care of kids for you, you know what I mean? So you being in jail is like, it's not gonna take, because you're only talking on the phone. You can only say so much on the phone. You don't know who's gonna be around your kids doing their homework or whatever. Like being a father figure is the main thing. You have to be there for the
Main
youth
thing.
because the youth them not, they can't just go off for the baby mothers alone. You understand what I'm saying? Because they need a man
100.
figure to show them like, yo, this is the wrong thing. You feel me?
100, 100, 100. I
It's-
believe something that, my apologies. I think my connection is a little off. Just bear with me. All right. But I believe that, especially for a female child, that she needs her father prevalent there, and the attributes from her father will lead her to finding her soulmate in the future. Right. I feel like that is a father's responsibility for his daughter, and a daughter will groom onto the nature from her father to find her soulmate. That's just a philosophy that I really believe
No,
in,
for sure.
right? So I agree with you, Stab, in what you're
Yeah,
saying,
for sure. But
100%,
it's also the sons too. You gotta be in the sons' lives too, right? You gotta show them,
100.
you know, pay sponsors, do something to keep them out of the streets. You know what I mean?
Right. 100. No, I agree with that. 100. Trap program, Ty. What are you dealing with?
Yes, it's here, man. So I would say, as a symbol of strength, or like what are the qualities of a leadership role? For me, the first thing is the purpose. Don't forget why I'm doing this. You know, for me, that always
Mm,
maintains, like, it stays in the forefront. The purpose of why am I doing this? Why did I come this far? Why do I create this program? And what am I doing it for? I always keep
mhm.
that like at the forefront. You know, it's not about how profitable it becomes. It's about like how many people it can affect and how many people I can reach back and pull forward.
Right.
And
Like
then
how much people you could impact.
exactly, yeah. And then so I would also say accountability. I mean, we are leading into the next question, but that is one of the other qualities for me, being accountable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how I'm doing is definitely determined by how I'm affecting others. It's not about how good I think I'm doing, or how much money you're making. It's about like the effect I have on others.
Right. No, that's I agree with that. That's 100. You know, it's about the impact and the effect that you're able to make on individuals, that especially are going through something at the time, or just the ability to have an impact, have a momentum and make an impact. I believe that is a strength that is not matched. So very quickly, I'm gonna answer, and the great minds think alike. So Billy the Kid done answered it, but I my greatest strength and quality was being resilient, not giving up straight, no matter how much times you send bullets at me, or you send some knives at me, or you send jail at me, or you send some fists or some knees or some thumps, or whatever the case may be. Life throws some stuff at me and it gets hard, and you know what I mean. I just will not give up, and I believe that because I have this thing about me to not give up, it's like, yo, it just helps me keep going and push past the barriers and push past the hurdles, and just attract like-minded individuals to basically hold me accountable with integrity. And that actually segues us into our next question. But before our next question, I actually have a quote, and this quote is from Marcus Garvey, and I really want everybody in the audience, especially and on the panel, to really take in this quote. All right. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but yourselves can free our minds. I'm going to repeat this. Emancipate yourselves from a mental slavery. None but ourselves, correction, none but ourselves can free our minds. So we're not going to really speak about that. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Just let that soak into your mind and meditate on that. All right. So second question, which segues from what Tyler was saying, we got accountability is a factor in a leadership position role. However, do you as a leader hold yourself accountable? Do you have another individual that can hold you accountable? Let's talk about this, gentlemen.
Well, I'm gonna answer it because you've been sending it on to me first. So I've been saying like for account. Yeah, you're trying to spark it? Yo.
I think we're...
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Everybody there? Everybody in?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
in?
we're here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like for accountability, like basically like I'm a very transparent person, right? I live very front page. All eyes are on me at all times, So like I use that leadership to keep me accountable, as in like all eyes are always on me. Like I have so much people in my life that keep me accountable and they hold me to that standard. People are looking up to me, saying I'm the community leader. So if you're the community leader, how could you be out there doing dumb shit, So I'm always find myself just building with other leaders and finding myself putting myself in circles with other people that are trying to be great, because like I could always use some tips from a next man, So basically, like even my boy right here, Kadeem, me and him, we call each other every day, pretty much, and just kind of tap in and give a little quick, brief summary report, like, how you doing, King? Everything blessed? And then, there's certain areas in life where we're struggling as men, there's certain personal things, and there's certain things that, like, you can't really just speak on openly with everybody, but as young men, there's you have to be open, because you have to, it's either you're gonna make it or you're gonna break it. We're either gonna grow or we're gonna take steps down, and we came too far to have any more bumps in the road, so from here on out we're trying to just rise, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Right.
man.
No, that's hunted. I agree with that. So I'm gonna answer next, since Jeremy is my accountability partner. All right. So basically, if I know that I subconsciously or consciously did something and it's not right, it's not suitable to my standards, then I call up Jeremy and I say, hey, listen, brother, my conscience is bothering me. This is what it is. And I need you to hold me accountable. I need you to address this situation with me. I need you to coach me. I need you to blaze me. I need you to give me advice. And honestly, sometimes we end up spending like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours on the phone. It doesn't even feel like it. But honestly, when everything is done, when the conversation is done, if I feel a lot healthier, I feel a weight like off of me. I feel like my mind has just opened itself more, so I could be receptive to the proper things and the finer things and attract the greater things, instead of attracting problematic things. You get what I'm saying? Accountability is a key factor. Being able to hold yourself accountable as a leader is a key factor. Having somebody to hold you accountable as a leader, though, is a key component in this game of being a leader. So I'm gonna pass it on to I'm gonna pass it on to AfterSix.
You already know. Accountability is the most important thing for growth, financially, spiritually, within your family and the work environment, because I'll tell you this, it wasn't until I started taking responsibility, even for the negative things that were happening in my life, like everything. You got to realize that you're in control of your own reality, your own environment. And there's situations, even if somebody does you wrong, right? Sometimes you're at fault for making yourself available to that person to do wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got, in every situation, you got to look at yourself and see what was your contribution, what was your role in the success and or the failure of it. You know what I mean? And I think once you do that, your whole life changes. Like my whole perception changed. When I started doing that, it was like I couldn't blame nobody else. I couldn't say it was oh, you made me do this, or because of such and such. It always was on me, always at all times, and it helped with my decision making. I was more careful and meticulous with my planning, because at the end of the day, it all falls on me. And until you acknowledge that, you're moving like a child, to be honest. Because as a child, you know what I mean, you always had mommy and daddy to account for you, you know what I mean. But when you're a man, it's on your head, you know what I'm saying. And until you take accountability, you can't call yourself an adult. That's what being an adult's about. It's accountability, man.
Word. That's a hundo right there. That one right there. I gotta think about that one. I'm saying that's a hundo right there. All right, yo, we got Sav.
It's facts what you're saying, like, you know what I mean, like having the kids them, and you have to be a leader. You have to take accountability. You know what I mean? Like the darkness that I went through, like the demons that I go through on a daily basis, it made me, I had to change my whole mindset of what's going on, because especially with 2020, what's going on with the girls, them. I have 2 daughters, and those are my best friends. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I call my oldest daughter, she's 19. You see what I'm saying? And she tells me like, Daddy, what are you doing? What you're doing is wrong. And she's telling me that obviously something is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know who's phone, but yeah. That my family is everything to me. I'm a big family man. That's what really changed my whole thing. Like I was gone for almost 13 years. You understand? We don't be talking so much, but with them growing and getting bigger and being able to talk and show me, say, yo, you need to change the thing. Like I had to switch it around, because I have to take care of my kids, so I have to be that leader, because they look up to me.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But
no, that's 100.
Enough man don't think like they keep looking at us, the whole bling and drip and this and that. And I look at the big aspects, but when you have a youth now, and the youth then get bigger, you're gonna see what's going on, because you don't want to be that father and say, oh, I have to go look at my youth in the morgue or something. You understand? Or my daughter got raped, or none of that foolishness. You have to be that leader, you know what I mean?
God forbid hundo, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely hear what you're saying, King, and that's something like, yo, 13 years. I know your journey, King. You know what I'm saying? I was 18. I'm not even gonna lie, you know, I was 18 and I landed on a range with you, and I was like, no, I wasn't ready. I'm not ready for this. I'm like, yo, now like this guy's like 6'5", 250 pounds of lean muscle. I'm 18.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
It's funny though, because that's when you really jail is when you really learn accountability. With some people, they're forced to learn it there. And that's why I tell my son, I'm like, don't wait till you know what I mean? You're in jail and another man your age is telling you when to go bathe, when to brush your teeth. You know what I'm saying? When to go clean up, or go serve this, and you know what I mean? So I swear, like I said, man, there's a gift and a curse to every situation. Jail was, I've never been to jail. I've been to a correctional facility a couple of times, and honestly, I must say it was a blessing, because it made me realize that, you know what I mean, like morals and principles is something that goes across the board, my G. Across the board, because you think, say, yo, you could disrespect a man inside and it's not a thing, you know what I mean? So, but it's just it's not about the man I'm on side inside a rating man. It's not about, I'm not glorifying jail, but I'm showing you that the same principles, the same accountability that you're supposed to hold in high regard in your everyday life. You know what I mean? When you disregard that, you find yourself in places like jail. But then when you get there, you realize that even in there's rules. Even in there, you gotta be accountable.
There's rules.
There's rules, man. You accountable. Like, yo, who just left the shower running? Who did this? Who did that? Yo, you gotta say, yo, man, that was me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what it is? You know what it is too? Just not to cut you off. It's like I've been with the lifers. I've been there with these guys.
Yeah.
And I feel how they feel when they can't go with their kids, take their kids to school. You understand what I'm saying? Either they find out that their baby mother's doing some foolishness, the next man is doing some foolishness to the kids. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like the man have to start standing to use them a different way. You understand? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel it from I feel it.
Because
as kids said, I'm not justifying jail and none of that stuff, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of brothers there in there.
Things you learn. A lot of valuable lessons.
You understand what I'm saying? I feel for a lot,
to interject, not to cut you, to interject, but see when that's happening, when you're in the bin and the next man's pining out your thing, or you can't walk your youth them to jail. Well, are you blaming your G for cheating on you or sleeping with another man? I hear enough men do it, but I can't. You gotta blame yourself.
No, you gotta blame yourself. You gotta blame yourself. You know what I mean? You have to blame yourself.
Accountability, man. You gotta blame yourself in every situation. Every situation, it waits on you.
That's facts. That's facts right there. That's accountability. You know, it's like we gotta be able to hold each other accountable, but we gotta be able to hold ourselves accountable in every single angle and every single degree possible. Yo, Ty, you didn't really get to answer the question, so it's on you right now.
Yeah, I would say the way I hold myself accountable is by like planning ahead, setting goals, and then measuring how I'm meeting them. You know what I mean? That's how I can hold myself accountable. Like, have I taken these steps that I need to take, and following the plan, sticking to the plan. That's how I hold myself accountable. Plus, I feel like I owe it. I feel like out of everything I've been through, everything I've done, I have to put positivity back in the world. So I feel like I owe it. I hold myself accountable to that. And then for me, my family, you know, they hold me accountable, and I do it for them. It's come a long way. I would never be seeing my kids from behind glass again. You know what I mean? And they hold me accountable for that. And that's who I do it for. And most importantly, like, just never forgetting like why I do it and how it used to be. And I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't want to go back to that life. I don't want to live that lifestyle anymore. So that holds me accountable. And if I don't want to live that way, I can't continue to do the things that I was doing. You have to avoid the lure of, you know, easy money, fast money, and work hard for your things. And you get to live a different lifestyle. You don't have to look over your shoulder every day. You don't have to be driving in your rearview mirror. And if you enjoy this type of lifestyle, then hold yourself accountable and keep pushing forward.
100. And personally, I hear a lot of, do it for your kids. And you have to do it for your kids. Like, if you got kids, you have to do it for your kids. Like, you got to do it for your family, especially as a man. Society likes to dumb down the masculine figure to me. Yeah, they like to dumb that down. But at the end of the day, it's the masculine figure that leads the household. It's the masculine figure that transforms the household. So at the end of the day, it's our responsibilities, especially once we have seeds. We have to take care of those seeds. We have to groom and nurture those seeds, because those same seeds grow into trees and they bear fruits as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, right. Moving on real quickly, I just want to give a quick shout out. I heard this from the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project. Basically, there's COVID outbreaks all over the place. Toronto East Detention Center, Trenton, all these jails, all these federal jails, all these provincial jails in the city, the South, all these jails are having these breakouts. And honestly, individuals, man, them shout free up, free up, free up. You already know. But, all these individuals in jail deserve to, I know they could be awaiting trial. It's innocent until proven guilty. So at the end of the day, they do deserve to live in a righteous, healthy environment. So I'm just going to give a quick shout outs to them. And we're moving on right here to our third question. So life can sometimes give us a death buzz. All right. So for those of you that don't know, What a defaz is, a defaz is basically a box in the face. And for those of you in the audience that don't know what a box is basically a slap in the face. So when life slaps us in the face, it basically happens unexpected, right? How could we and how do we identify and assist individuals, friends, families, or our partner in their time of crisis?
Yo, I'm gonna spark it off again. Yo,
I'll start off with that. Still,
okay.
the first thing I think the number one. Okay. Right.
No, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna jump off with that. Let me go ahead with that real quick before I lose myself. I think the key thing when it comes to supporting and there for others is empathy. You know what I mean? And a lot of things people are going through, you might not have been through. A lot of things that you can't relate to, but there's gonna be times when you can't relate. You know what I mean? And so empathy doesn't mean that, I've been there, I can relate. Empathy and relate is two different things. You know what I mean? And I think when you can put yourself in a position where it's like no judgment and you're just listening, you're willing, you know what I mean, to actually go through the emotional process with that person. A lot of times people are just listening to, they're not even really listening. You're speaking to them and you're telling them your problems. And sometimes some people are happy, not necessarily happy, but they feel relieved because it makes them feel like, oh, their problems is not too bad and whatnot. And they're using it more like a scaling thing for themselves to do with their own emotional process. But I think it's very important, even in business, you got to be empathetic and find yourself in a place where you can put yourself in other people's shoes and not necessarily relate, but where you could come to an understanding of where they at. And then that's the only way you can help them, because if you don't understand where they at, how you gonna understand what they need or how to medicate that situation? I mean,
Right. 100. No, you gotta have a level of empathy, and you gotta know the difference between empathy and relation, because that's like some correlation right there. See what I'm saying? Yeah, Undo. Yo.
Bars.
Yo, 3-on-3 village. The commitment. Are you dealing with?
Good man. Yeah, man. I'll say for the defaz, reality check.
Sorry, it's funny.
Man.
Defaz, yeah.
Reality check, man. Like sometimes we all need one, right?
100.
But like sometimes like you have people in jail. Like for guys like us, we're probably a little bit numb. We're probably not the most empathetic because we have so many bridges in jail. We get the phone calls every day. We know the guys, So like it's sad to say that sometimes we become numb to it, but every single day somebody's in jail is a day in jail. You know what I mean? And like some people might try to downplay your time, like, oh, you didn't do enough time. Oh, like, and we got to switch that narrative where it's not cool to do time. Like we have to show these people like, yo, listen, man, I went to jail because I messed up. I lost everything. I hurt my family. I lost mere money, spent mere money on the lawyers. Like, yo, what did it do good for me? Nothing. What? I got clout? People are like, oh, yeah, you caught a charge. You went to the bin. You did time. You held it down. Like, we have to change that narrative where it's like, yo, man, that's not where you're supposed to aim for. Think about this. When you go to a job interview, there's prerequisites, right? There's no prerequisites for jail. Anyone can enter that door. But who stays on the range? Yeah, it goes through a filtering process. Like, you get the real defaz, right? Well, I'm just saying, like, anybody can come through that door. So we need to, like, strive for better instead of just, to go to jail is so easy. I could go to jail right now. I could go do some dumb shit right now. Like, it doesn't take nothing. So let's just try harder to do better, not to fuck up, and let's try to do better, and let's do this thing and, try to keep our brethren out of there. Like, we got to start, if you have a link for a job, like, don't hold on to it. Share it with your people. It's like, let's like, we got to like feed each other, help each other every way we can, because, you know what they want us to do? They want us to beef with each other. They put us in jails and they put people and they separate people. And it's just a whole thing for you to get at each other, Get at
each other, STG, this, that. And it's just like, you got, so you gotta, how did it go? You got a East Side. East Side is like them man there. and then you got a west side, and it's like them man there, and these man them don't like each other.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying something earlier, like that like a lot of time I feel like jail, it takes away the responsibility from a lot of young men. Because think about this: you get your food brought to you, you don't do no dishes. Then after you get your laundry done for you, like you just kind of sleep. Like we didn't get unlocked till like 9:30, 10 a.m. So we're sleeping in every day. So I'm just saying, what kind of life skills does jail really teach you if you're just kind of just chilling there watching TV all day? You know what I mean? So we gotta we gotta change the narrative with these young youths and say, yo, doing time, like yeah, I had to do time though to learn though. I won't lie, like it helped me become who I was because now I value my freedom and I value everything, the relationship with my family, my bro, everybody, So it's like before you take certain things for granted, that's what jail teaches you, right? So it's like I wouldn't take away from the experience, but I want some youths to like not have to go through that experience, like it's not cool to go to jail, bottom line,
Bottom line.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let me jump in after that. That's
yeah.
exactly what Jeremy said, man. It's not, and it's unfortunate that in the community in certain neighborhoods where people idolize that, the one who's known to shoot quick, or the one who has the biggest gun, or the one who sells the most drugs. These are the idolized people, and this is who T.R.A.P is designed for. You get to those people, you know what I mean? You make it's cool to join the program. When you have somebody that people are looking up to say, nah, this ain't it. That's not the way, this is something good. That's who I'm looking to get at, because that's who people are looking up to. That's who everyone's striving to be. They want the big jewelry, the big car, and we're going about the wrong way getting it. We've been tricked into thinking that is the way. But that's not the way, man. And then so to add on that, like when life hands you the DEFAs, and to be technical here, it's the slap upside the ear where you're left ringing. But for me, when it comes to life handing you the DEFAs, for me, I've learned not to get too comfortable. Like I'm used to change. I'm used to things changing in the drop of a dime, whether that's your range getting split up, or after a fight something happens and what you thought you knew to be comfortable with is changed in a second. Outside of my life, it's the same thing, man. I've moved probably at least 100 times in my life. Like I don't really get comfortable. Even at work, I was always known as a person with the cleanest desk, but that's because I'm ready to go at any minute.
Any minute, right?
You know what I mean? Yo, you can walk me out the building. I have everything I need. I don't get comfortable.
I got everything.
Everything is in one bag. I can get it quick, and I'm out the door. And it's that might not be a good thing, but I've adapted to it, and that's how I became used to change. I don't get too hold on to like a certain situation, and I embrace it when things different come your way, and that's just life. And to hold other people accountable, it's applying like peer support values. You support them. It's not about telling people what they should do and how to do it. You try and guide them to that by your words, and you lead them down that path, but you can't push them down. And if they don't want to go, they don't want to go, but just remain there and you kind of chip away at them. Like what happened to me in my life. My wife was constantly chipping at me from when she met me, like, you should do something different. You have these sort of skills, go back to school. And at first I would just laugh it off. Like, what kind of money is that going to make? It's hard to tell somebody that's making large amounts of fast money to stop. And it wasn't until down the road that I learned, and I looked back, and as we all grow and have our own children, and you're like, shit, I remember my parents saying that, and you didn't listen. And we all get to that point where you feel like, if I had just listened, things would have been different.
Yup. I know when I look at my dad sometimes and I just look him dead in the face, and I just look at him and I'm just like, yo, Pops, like, you were literally conditioning me so I didn't have to go through all of the things I went through. You foreseen me going through these things. You tried to like set a whole area for myself to just, if I stick here, this is what it is, you're good. But I couldn't kibba. I could not kibba. So because I couldn't kibba, I went to the next side, seen, and when I went to the next side, basically, I went on a whole journey to come back here.
Well, you back here, you weren't here before without those trials and tribulations.
But no, we are, you know, in life.
Here though, we wouldn't be
No.
here. We talking about sharpening each other. Life sharpens you, bro. Those situations is what sharpens you to be on the other end of the camera.
100%. No, 100%.
That's facts.
That's facts.
Like, you know, with me now, like I never ever in my life felt that death was in my life. I don't know how it feels physically, but emotionally, I for sure thought death was. You know what I mean?
100.
I left my kids. I lost my best friend when I was inside. You know what I mean? Like certain things made me not perceive what's really going on. That's why I'm really doing this podcast with you guys. You know what I mean? Because I'm that guy that actually went through that shit. You know what I mean? I'm that guy that was in there doing certain things when I was younger, being
That's dope.
you know what I mean? So it made me open up my eyes, say, yo, listen, if I could come on and at least get one of these guys to hear me, and they'll hear me out, because I've been there, done that. I've been the light, so if I can help out, I'm gonna try my best to help out, because you have to grab these kids from the start. You have to grab them from now.
Yeah.
If you don't grab them from now,
they're done.
It's all hell, but it's done, because you already see what's going on.
Yep.
Right now. You understand what I'm saying? And it's all young youths. If you look what's going on, there 15, 16, 17-year-old kids that are dying. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm that guy that never grew with a father. You understand what I'm saying? My father was killed when I was 6 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to learn the shit by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, jail's not a good thing. Jail's not a good thing. I'll never be in jail, but it did turn me into a man too, because I got to see different human beings, how they act, what they go through in life. You understand what I'm saying? And what I went through in life, and who I lost in life. You know what I mean?
100. I respect that. Yo, brother, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for making yourself vulnerable enough to share that. Yo, that's big, and I respect every single word you just said. Yo, big yourself up for that. Yo, AfterSix, I think you were trying to say something. What were you trying to say?
Yo, I was just trying to interject, but I was saying, yo, when it comes to getting to the youths, right? This is the thing. This is why the drug dealers are gonna get to the youths before the man with the noble message. It's because it's a lifestyle. We're not promised tomorrow, right? And everybody while you here, you want to live good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, these dudes be serving liver. It's good for you, but it tastes like shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. Sometimes it's better off, instead of trying to feed a little kid liver, you gotta give him a smoothie. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, I drive through my hood, and I hear little kids be like, "Yo, that's my car. That's my car." They see me sitting on this throne, and like, "Yo, I want one like that too." And then when they ask me how I got it, no, it wasn't drugs. No, it wasn't that. Now I have the attention, right? There's a lot of people that are preaching a better lifestyle, but a lot of better lifestyle is just. You look at their life, they ain't living. They ain't living, yo. Sometimes being righteous is not cool because they look broke, bro.
Word. That's 100.
Yeah. So, sorry, the chat phone's booming. But no, but like on the real. Right? And all the thing goes though, but what's the trap though? Like right now, I'm in my trap, and it's legal trap. We here packing up gravel, throw it in the vending machines. You know what I'm saying? And once you make your lifestyle appealing, kids are willing to listen to anything that you're saying. But when you coming in there, you look, your swag ain't right, your car's looking bummy, your wife don't look happy, your kids look dusty. Why do I want to hear anything you saying to me? You know what I'm saying? That's what I call BilliDKid, because these kids literally, they be like, "Yo, doc, I like your shoes. I want those same shoes. How do you get it?" And what I gotta tell them is legal. I run a legal business. We got AfterSix, we got a studio, and there's nothing that they can't do themselves. Know what it was? Know what changed it? The paradigm. The greatest thing that changed it is when I realized, yo, I deserve it. Why not me?
Word.
Why not me? That was the biggest paradigm shift, bro. Why not?
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Why not? And then what helped me keep it was I'm not in this for the short run. We're in this for the long run. And legal money, the same way it comes, the same way it goes.
Right.
That's, you know what I'm saying? So if you ain't putting that sweat equity, sweat equity into your grind, don't expect it to last, my G.
Word. 100. I agree.
Bro, I was making $3,200 profit selling drugs. You know what I'm saying, Peter, bro? Like when I say anything I do, it's 10x. I'm like Grant Cardone on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I 10x it, bro.
I grew and I seen what was going on.
Right. But what you was, that was the reform me. I said, yo, it's not about the product you're selling. It's all about the profit range. So when you see me, I'm selling CDs. I'm selling movies. I'm selling, because it didn't matter what else. It was about the profit range. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you start understanding numbers, you gotta speak real. A lot of people are always speaking this paradigm, like the ideals to these kids. Nah, man. You gotta be real 100 with them. You be like, yo, dog, like, you know what I mean? Keep it 100. These people always speaking the ideal shit and not living it, and that's what the biggest problem is. Like, yo, I don't want to hear that because you're not living it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's I feel like that's a problem in our culture. And you said something. You're like, yo, when righteousness seems broke. You know what I mean? It's like these kids, they fall into that whole limelight of, you know, the fast lane and the fast money, and you know what I mean? And real talk, their favorite rappers are not doing it. Their favorite rappers are really not even living the life, are really not popping designer drugs, are really not doing certain things. And they're the ones that get caught up in the paradigm and they get lost. And like Savage said, yo, listen,
yeah, that's the only way. That's the only.
No, right. We got to be catching these young people from and these kids from a young age. We got to be catching them from 4, 5, 6, 7.
You remember back in the day, they used to have like tournaments all the time. For the
right.
Community centers. Like maybe back in that, they used to have the hoods that have the tournaments for the kids. They don't have those stuff no more. And if they do have their stuff, there's too much, like you already know, like a lot of kids they're scared of the police and certain things too. And when the police
what you know
certain,
what?
Certain, you understand what I'm saying? Like, not saying that they shouldn't be around. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't they come down with a different aggression. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's the problem.
Obviously, they look at us as some of them look at us as animals, which is an idiot thing.
Which is an idiot thing. You know, 100.
Super idiot, I'm not gonna get deep into my thing still, but yeah, you already know that.
Right. I think that's the problem, man. I'm just being 100.
Word. I hear that. You know what I'm saying? And personally, it's like, yo, we literally have to stick together through the toughest times. And I feel like this is a very tough time, just coming out of COVID, all these new things happening, these ridiculous, senseless shootings in our communities. This is a time where we literally have to stick together and hold each other accountable for everything that we're doing. And with that being said, I actually have a quote from Martin Luther King. All right. I'm on these quotes right now. Don't mind me. I be on these quotes all day. All right. And the quote says, freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. I'm going to say it one more time. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. So that means we have to demand change. The same way how a bunch of mandates are going on all over the place, and over here there's mandates, over here there's mandates. Like from since 1990, there's been all sorts of mandates. So now we got all these issues in our community all over the GTA, and it has not been resolved. So we have to stand strong in our liberty, and we have to come together and basically mandate our issue, voice our issue. And our issue in my language is, hey, listen, there's these things that are happening in our communities. And before you get to the key and lock up and throw away the key, because these as well as are kings and maybe they're lost and whatever the case may be, the reality is, yo, Let's get some proper programming. Let's get some grassroots soldiers in the field. Let's get a trap program. Let's get a commitment program, a ball tournament. Brother, yo, I highlight that ball tournament because, brother, you brought Mandem from all over the city, brother. You had Manning from the Finch. You had Manning from Scarborough. You had Manning from Malton. You had Manning that didn't like each other there. Like you had Screwface Capital there and Screwface Capital. All Screwface lefts once they done seen some jerk chicken, some soup, some bags, some, you know what I'm saying? And you did it. You did it, brother. So, you know, I highly appreciate that. Highlight yourself. Yo, Sav, honestly, once again, yo, listen, brother, you're coming from this lived-in experience that, yo, for you to be here, if anybody, and I see that there's an individual that said, stand strong, comrades, coming in all the way from California, Max, lockup. Yo, brother, big yourself up. Big yourself up right now. And yo, kudos on your journey. Free up, you already know. And yo, we know it's tough. But Sav, yo, honestly, I respect you. Because yo, coming from where you're coming from, as I said, yo, I remember you from 09. 09, 08, 09, brother.
08, yeah, 08.
08, brother. And now this is 2021 going on 2022. And brother, I consciously followed every single time I heard you were in jail, or every single time I heard something happened with Savage, or every single time. And brother, when I see you here now, knowing who Savage is, knowing what Savage means, you know what I'm saying, brother? To really see you here right now, brother, yo, hats off to you. Big yourself up. That is leadership. That is you holding yourself accountable. That is you seeing that as a king, as a king, as a leader, you made a conscious decision for your family, your woman, and your child. See what I'm saying? Or your children. Big yourself up. Same thing with Trap Program. Your Trap Program, honestly, yo, consciously, you're doing so much for individuals in the community with your program. I was definitely a participant of Trap Program. That's why I am rocking my Trap Program. All right. Honestly, Trap Program, it hones in on skills that you already had. You just didn't see. And it creates a platform for individuals that have gone through the same thing. Now, it's hard to find individuals that have gone through the same thing, because usually when we see each other, for some reason, we just want to beef with each other. But what Trap Program does is it creates a platform and an atmosphere for us to literally bond and connect. And when we connect, we actually see that we have a lot in common. So big yourselves up for that. All right. Now we're running short on time. I did want to get some questions. I wanted to open up the floor to the audience. Right. If the audience had any questions for any members on the panel, throw it in the chat right now. You could just throw it in the chat. Boom, 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 bow right now. All right. We got the comment section blowing up. Savage, this is the only beginning. A huge journey. We love you, support you all the way. Hearts, 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 hearts. You know what I'm saying? Yo, trust me. The energy is high, man. The energy is high. All right. So if we don't got any questions, we're actually gonna just start throwing up some shout outs and you know, so okay, perfect. We got Cuzzo back. So we're just gonna be throwing out some shout outs. So Mr. Village, if you want to start with any shout outs, whoever you want to shout out, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, man. Well, first, I just want to say something real quick. Like the same way, like how we were saying, we got to grab the youths from young. Well, that's the way that the Manum are grabbing the youths from young to do to go OT and to do their thing, you know. So it's like it's the same way. Like we gotta aggressively like work hard too, you know, because you know it's just like it's the same thing. Like you know, certain mans they're not trying to catch the charge, so they get some younger mans to do the dirt for them, right? So there's just like in that same way, like you know, we just have to try to like be there for them, you know? So like it starts with stuff like this, but yo, this is the third episode, and it's like, you know, we made it this far so far. People are tuning in, you know, we must be doing something right, you know?
Come on.
And yeah, man, you know, so I just want to thank God first of all, you know, thank my whole block, everybody in the community, everyone that donated towards my basketball tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like even the boy them, they tried to reach out and say they want to help, but I told them, you know, respectfully, I don't want your help, you know? You know, you guys like, you know, some people they feel like solving the problem is to put millions into the Toronto police, you know? But all they do is they come to their neighborhoods and they ain't from here. So they come here and they just demonize us and they just make it tougher for us, you know? They put us in little situations. It's harder to get out than we're even to get into it, you know? So that's all I want to say is like the system, a lot of times it backfires towards us individuals in the communities. They say we're marginalized communities. They have all these big words to describe us. Yo, to us, we're just living. This is where we live. This is how we live. This is our skin color. Like this is our life, yo. You know, the shots fly over here, but we still live here. You know, it's like not like we could just pack up and just take everything and move. Like so, at the end of the day, like I just want people to realize that yo, we're coming from a real place, and there's little youths coming up here. Everybody's, you know, they're fascinated by what they see. You know what I mean? In the industry, in the streets, everything. You know. And like we know that we're from that. We're from the streets, you know? Literally, you know. I'm just like one little step away from my life could have been gone away, thrown away, you know what I mean? So yo, just because I have the ability to be here right now and to speak in front of you and I'm free right now, yo, I'm gonna do what I can, you know. Iron sharpens iron. I'm here,
Hundred,
man. You know?
hundred, hundred, hundred,
Yeah,
hundred
man, you know?
with that. Who's that?
That's what
Love
it
you,
is, man.
man. I swear, yo, I keep saying it and I'll say it. Yo, brother, I'm fully proud of you. I was there at the tournament. Yo, you called me out of nowhere. Yo, I see your brothers there, Josie Music. Yo, broski, big yourself up. Yo, you started an initiative. Your brother, basically, y'all weren't even gonna do this, and yo, you're just like, nah. Yo, just got up and said, yo, this is what it is. I'm doing it. And brother, I
I'm
respect
doing
you.
it, you know?
I respect that content. I respect the level of focus you took in 3 weeks to put this together. Yo, big yourself.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Man,
You know, even when I was told not to
first,
do it, right?
Hundred, hundred.
my thing
Hold
like
on.
that just now, so let me just do my head up quick, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
First off, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I get Allah Akbar. Thank you for giving me the strength, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just want to big up all the father soldiers and I know all the inmates inside, you know what I mean? You guys are free up just know. You know what I'm
100,
saying? You gotta pray, just keep praying, man. You know what I'm saying? All
100.
I want to say, you know what I mean? And the youth stuff. I love my kids. Use them out, the man them have to start loving their youth stuff and stop worrying about the money and the bling. Because like Billy said, and like the next all the brothers said, the money and the bling is gone in 2 seconds when you're gone to jail or when you're dead. You can't go to the grave with your money.
No,
Once you're dead, the money gone. You understand?
money gone, man. Money gone.
You know what I mean?
Once you're dead, no money.
It don't make no
Hurry up
sense. So,
and buy.
so salute to the better that did the tournament. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. Like the man have to start doing that more often because the youth them need those stuff. The youth them want to be basketball players and all the stuff, but it's like they don't have people to help them and guide them in the right way. You know what I mean? They don't have the financial and certain things. So all these guys that have money use the money and you have to go to school and try to be something. You know what I mean? But and respect to Keep Six, respect to Trap. You know what I mean? I've been hearing about you guys for a long time. I've been messing with Keep Six for a long time. Richie, you know what I mean? He helped me change my way too.
100,
He helped me change my way, you know what I'm saying? So just want to big up all you guys too, you know, and respect for having me on your podcast, you know what I'm saying?
100. And yo, quickly before I pass it on to one of the next panelists, we got a question, right? How do we approach the young youths to not feel oppression so they don't repeat the cycle and break generational curses? See what I'm saying? Yo, Christopher Ray. Yo, you already know. Shout out to everybody right now in the chat. Big yourselves up. Shout out to everybody that's active in this chat. Big yourselves up. All right. So, who wants to take a crack at that question right there? Anybody can, unless I am. All right. So I guess I am. So personally, how do we approach the young youths to not feel oppression? Well, we got to be there. It's just like what Sav said. We got to catch them from young, and we got to be there. The same way how individuals see value in them at age, we got to see the same value in them at their young age and invest into their intellectual property, not our intellectual property. See what I'm saying? That is for me a key component for breaking and not making them feel marginalized, not making individuals live by the narratives of the community that they live in, the neighborhood that they live in. And a lot of people are growing up into generational beefs that have started from when I was a kid. Like, I'm looking at some of these beefs that are happening. What you say, cuz? So I look at some of these beefs that are happening, and personally, they've started in like a generation when I was a kid, and they're still going.
Go ahead. Let me know when you're done.
And it's sad. It's honestly sad. So, with no further ado, that's how we hopefully that's the goal, to break the oppression, and I hope that answers your question. I'm gonna give a couple shout outs right now, and then after I'm gonna pass it to kid, right? But personally, I'm gonna give a shout out to God. You know, thank you, Father, for this opportunity that we're able to have and be able to, as leaders, as young men, be able to have a discussion about iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, brothers for brothers. Like, this is what it is. We are making an impact. We are making a conscious decision right now to make a vocal change. And that's what it really is. So I give a shout out to God. Thank you. Shout out to my dad, my mother. Yo, shout out to my 3 kids. I love y'all. Fafa, love y'all. Y'all don't even know I miss y'all. Yo, trust me, y'all. Gorilla. Sam, Mayam. I love you. Yo, Gorilla. YJEP days. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. But your legacy will always live on. You already know. Ashe, you're a Shante warrior, and that's what you are. I think we lost Ty here. Ty, big up yourself. You already know. Big up yourself. And yo, BilliDKid, give your shout outs now.
Yo, man, likewise, man. I give a shout out to the Most High God still, man. Just for the guidance, you know. And yeah, my shout outs to the youths, them. Like, I just want to say one thing. Actually, you had the opportunity to witness this. We're talking about the problems that are plaguing the streets and the beef that they're involved in and upkeeping that they didn't even start. You know what I mean? So what it is like, it's the ownership mentality, man. Like, sometimes when you're in the hood, that's all we got is you got the hood identity. You know what I mean? People that will block you from, and you get your props because they block you from, and then the drama, nigga, you know what I mean? Niggas, oh, you ain't riding. But Pete, you don't realize that, yo, this block that you're representing, that we don't own none of that.
Oh, none of it.
And right, and the people that do own the real estate that's in these areas is not us. So that's why we don't get the respect. You were there, you witnessed when there was an officer outside of my business, but because I pay taxes, I pay the taxes. Right?
Yeah.
I pay my rent there, and they know this. I asked the officer to move, and what happened?
He got to move. Had to move. He moved fast.
When we have a proper education, we're gonna exactly. Right? So we gotta educate these kids and let them know where their power is. It's not in the hood, bro. We don't own none of that. You know what I'm saying? So when we're in the hood acting like we own it, and we're getting the adverse reaction from these officers and from people around us because we don't own that. They don't work for us in those environments. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just kind of like we gotta take these kids out of the hood. I like you said, you can't just up and leave the hood. Not everybody's in that predicament, and it doesn't happen overnight. But you gotta take their mind out of the hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta stop glorifying the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The hood was designed for low income families. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So why are we taking pride in being broke? And we have it's the broken mentality, and that's why my conversation is abundance. You know what I'm saying? And when I pray the prayer of Jabez. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's like you gotta first realize that this ain't ours, and claim what is ours, and that goes with a whole mentality. So I think that's what it is, taking these kids out of the hood. And the basketball tournaments, I love that. It is cool still, right? But it keeps perpetuating the same things that they see on TV. We keep on doing that, and that's the problem. We keep on talking about the block. You know what I mean? We need to take them to suburban areas. Like half of these kids are 18 years old and never left the hood.
But
you know what I mean?
Even if
So I started a whole program called Got Love just to take them out of the hood, just to show them that. And once they leave the hood, they realize, yo, like the world is bigger than your block. You know what I'm saying? Just because you live next door to this dude doesn't mean that has to be your homie. Nah, B. The only thing we have in common is our financial situation. Yo, travel, network, build a real friendship, and stay busy, man. Idle hands make the devil's work, and that's the realest thing. It's like these things that these kids are doing, these shootings and all of that's happening right now. This always been going on. It's nothing new, and it seems more because of social media is more exposed. But if you look at the crime rate, it went up. The murders went up. You know what I'm saying? But there's always been gang activity in these hoods. Always.
100.
You know what I'm saying? So nothing really changed. What needs to change is the whole paradigm shift, man. We got to stop glorifying this hood shit, man.
We just have to shut down.
There's nothing in that wasn't designed for. It's a trap. That's literally the trap. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see, man like me, I look up to the locks.
So yo, I big up the youth, them, man, and this like my man said, yo, emancipate your mind, man. Take your mind out of the block, man. Yo, like research, read books, man. Go for walks, man. You're gonna realize your reality is a little bit different. And a lot of time when people are walking, they walk with their head down. Walk with your head up a little bit. Look up. These things change, but it changes the whole perception, my G.
No, 100%. I agree with what you said, man. And you know, walk with your head high and everything like that. You know what I mean? So 100 on that. I think Sav was trying to.
Let me just like, you can take them out of the hood, or it can be like the locks, like Styles P and these guys that actually put money in, like own their own, and then that's how we change it. You understand what I'm saying? Take him out of the hood and bring them some suburban. There's still shootings in suburban areas. There's still niggas that kids are.
No, you're right.
You're right.
You understand
what I'm saying? So now, if you like the locks now, they actually put their money and but like actually their ends, yonkers, and put stores and certain things and start investing into the kids. That's what we need to start doing. Like man like Drake and T.R.A.P, all these guys that have all this money. All right, there's nothing wrong with you guys putting a 1-2 mil into the youths them. You guys can put it to the youths them. Like it's just pure chatting that goes on with enough of these rappers that they're doing this and doing that. But enough of them ain't really doing that much. You understand what I'm saying? What are they really doing for us?
Right.
It don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? That's why I got to big up certain people in the States and certain because they actually putting the money in their block. Styles people did his bid. He did his bid, and he's putting the money in the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, 100. That's
you don't really have to take them out. It's about just changing the recycling. This is a recycling that keeps going on. Man, I need to change the thing.
Right.
And before I started to cut you, but that's what my studio is about. Let me plug that too still. So my studio is anything that we're facilitating here at the studio. We're taking understudies. We're taking the youths. And if I'm here engineering, I'm teaching a young boy how to engineer too. When it comes down to barbering, we're teaching them how to cut hair. You know what I mean? We're teaching them the business. Everything that we're doing in here, the youths are invited to come in and participate. You know what I mean? And we're right here in the hood. You know what I mean? And and it's not even about the hood. We're in the hood, but it's about even how we positioned it. We're in the hood, but it's outside of the hood. You know what I mean? And that's the whole philosophy. The whole philosophy is really, let's escape the hood. You're gonna help the hood, and the way we're gonna help the hood is getting the people outside of the hood. We're not trying to make it a comfortable environment for niggas in the hood.
No,
like you said, comfort is more detrimental than hardship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the hood, at the end of the day, the hood would never
that's
go
what they
anywhere.
did. The system designed the hood so it's comfortable. Anywhere, right? You have everything you need in the 4-block radius, my G.
Yeah.
Liquor store, convenience store, so you don't leave the hood. They want you to stay in the hood. So I agree with what you're saying about what Sharperns and those cats are doing, but they're doing that because they understand that.
Oh, I think you're cutting up.
Yo, I'm gonna jump in and take my shout out right now. I got to cut.
Yeah, I know you got to go, brother. My bad.
Definitely want to thank God, everybody here on the panel. I appreciate it, man. Savage, I see you got a lot of support coming through these comments, brother. That's a good thing to have. You know, you seem like you have a lot of people in your corner. A lot of people here are checking for you. Definitely a blessing, man. Yeah, man. No, Jeremy, yo, the tournament that it was it looked very good. It looked like everything went smooth, no hiccups. Like it's terrible when something like that happens and something bad happens. It looks like everything went smooth. You did everything the right way. You done this on your own. Definitely a good look, man. It does take all that to get motivated and get people together and you know, in a positive vibe. So yeah, that was big to see, man.
Thank you.
Everybody watching, I do have I'm running the trap program right now. I gotta end this program and jump in. I have the guys watching this podcast right now. So the program that I'm running, all the participants are in here watching this podcast. I let them know that, you know, Kadeem, previous participant. I see what you're doing, man. I see the change in you, Mo. I see that change, bro. Just keep it up, man. You're doing good things, and just keep it up. Stay motivated.
Thank you, brother. You already know all day. You already know love all day, kid.
All right, man.
So yeah, you know, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, did you give any shout outs? 3-on-3 champ, village champ.
Yeah, I gave my shout outs, but you know, like
Jeremy,
just to wrap it up, iron sharpens iron, man, you know. So like you have to understand, like, you know, we're in the field, you know, so we're right there, you know, we're not far off. Like, you know, I might be wearing a dress shirt, but don't get shit twisted. Like, you know, we're in the field, you know. So like we're just trying to
swag, B. That's the swag, B. What you talking about?
Yeah, 100.
What you talking about?
You know? So we're trying to rise up. We're trying to elevate.
Looking fresh, brother. Keep it up, man. Looking fresh, man.
Yeah, man. We're trying to start businesses. We're trying to do this thing for real, you know? Yeah,
we're not trying. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're not trying.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it. Saying and yeah, brother. So you already know, man. Them. Thank you for forwarding to the panel, being on the panel discussion.
Thank you for putting it together, B. Big up yourself, all you mean, dog. Yo, you know what the greatest thing is I don't like using the son word still, but when you see your understudy or your little brother or a little homie, you know what I mean, doing great things, it's a great feeling being like, this is what we talk about, hope still, you know what I'm saying? Your story gives hope, you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about everything that your dad was telling you to avoid, he's gonna tell you that because you're supposed to tell your son. But your journey, you know what I mean, saying, was ordained and designed by the Father to bring you to this point and further, you know what I'm trying to say? So just watching the transition is what gives people hope. You know what I mean? There's people that been through what you've been through and it's still in it. But now you're the light at the other end because you know what I'm saying? You made it through. You're like you did the first presentation. You like the first dude in the class kind of situation, you know? Does a presentation and the next dude up is like, yo, it ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. I'm gonna rock it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a crossover. Yeah, it's a transition. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a transition. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, thank you guys, and you know, keep six. Big yourselves up, everybody in Keep Six. Yo, the IT man, y'all don't know the IT man is in the back. Big up the IT man T. You already know. Big yourself up in the background. You do this time and time each time, and you don't get no shout out. So here's your shout out. You already know.
Big up the IT tech. Big up the IT tech.
Richard.
Free all the man them, you know?
Free all the man them, you know, Richard, you're coming a long, long way to even have this platform, to have individuals like me, Jeremy, BilliDKid, Savage on here, Trap program on here. Thank you so much. You honestly give back to the community. You've given back to the members of the community. You've taken your own money and invested it into the community. Ashay, big yourself up, Mr. Miller. Thank you. For everybody on the Keep Six team, big yourself up. Y'all already know. And that's a wrap with it. Y'all already know.
I already know. I say salute, my G.
I don't know, bro.
Yes.